The Last Leaf. In the whispering streets of autumn, where golden light danced with fading shadows, Aria's world crumbled like fallen leaves. The crunch of leaves beneath her feet was the only sound that seemed to echo the turmoil within her. Her mother, the melody of her life, lay in a hospital bed. Her once strong voice now a gentle breeze that Aria strained to hear. The antiseptic smell of the hospital filled Aria's nostrils as she held her mother's fragile hand. Counting the precious moments they shared, the doctor's words echoed in her mind. Time is running out. Aria's heart felt like it was drowning in a sea of despair, each wave crashing harder than the last. As the sun dipped into the horizon, casting a warm orange glow through the hospital window, Aria's mother mustered her last strength. "Aria, my love," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "Promise me you'll live, you'll bloom, and your voice will sing the songs I taught you." Aria nodded, her heart shattering into a million pieces. "I promise, Mother. I'll make you proud." She felt the weight of her promise settling upon her shoulders like a mantle. With a faint smile, her mother's eyes locked onto Aria's, and in that gaze, Aria saw a lifetime of memories. Laughter, tears, and whispers of love. They reminisced about lazy summer afternoons spent singing in the garden, about Aria's first steps taken under her mother's watchful eyes, and about the countless nights her mother had sat by her bedside, reading stories until Aria fell asleep. As the machines beeped their final rhythm, Aria's mother took her last breath, leaving Aria's world in perpetual silence. The beeping stopped, and the room seemed to hold its breath. Aria felt like she was drowning in a sea of grief, unable to find a lifeline. The funeral was a blur, a somber melody of sorrow that Aria couldn't escape. Her voice, once filled with her mother's songs, was now a hollow echo that seemed to haunt her. Days turned into nights, and Aria's grief deepened. She wandered the empty streets, searching for solace in the silence. Every familiar place seemed to hold a memory of her mother. Every song she heard on the radio seemed to remind her of the melodies her mother used to sing. One evening, she stumbled upon a small, forgotten garden tucked away between two old houses. Amidst the withered flowers, one leaf clung to its branch, defying the autumn winds. Aria saw herself in that leaf, fragile, yet resilient. She began to tend to the garden, nurturing the last remnants of life. As she worked, she whispered her mother's songs, and her voice slowly regained its melody. The garden became her sanctuary, a place where she could grieve and heal. But the pain lingered, a constant ache that Aria couldn't shake off. Her heart felt like a tree stripped of its leaves, exposed to the harsh winds of sorrow. She wondered if she'd ever find solace, if the wound would ever heal. One day, as she raked the fallen leaves, Aria discovered a small notebook hidden among the garden's debris. It belonged to her mother. The pages were filled with handwritten lyrics, notes about music, and memories of Aria's childhood. A note on the last page read, "For Aria, my songbird, sing from your heart, and I'll be with you forever." Aria's tears fell onto the pages, blurring the ink. She felt her mother's presence, urging her to sing. With trembling hands, she lifted her voice, and the melody poured out like autumn rain. As the last note faded, Aria felt a sense of peace settle within her. She realized that her mother's love wasn't gone. It was etched in every leaf, every song, and every breath she took. The last leaf on the tree seemed to flutter in agreement, reminding Aria that even in death, beauty and love remained. Aria's voice became her solace, her strength. She sang of love, loss, and resilience, and as her voice echoed through the garden, she knew her mother was with her, forever entwined in the melody of her heart. The story of Aria and her mother became a whispered legend, a reminder that love never fades, and the songs we sing can heal even the deepest wounds. Years went by, and Aria's voice became known throughout the land. People would gather around her, mesmerized by the beauty of her songs. And Aria knew that with every note, her mother's love was alive, guiding her voice and touching the hearts of those who listened. In the end, Aria's grief didn't disappear, but it became manageable. She learned to live with it, to let it fuel her music and remind her of the love she shared with her mother. And when she sang, she knew her mother was singing with her, their voices blending in perfect harmony. As Aria's voice soared through the garden, the last leaf on the tree seemed to dance in rhythm. She felt her mother's presence, guiding her, urging her to sing from the heart. The music poured out of her like a river, carrying with it the pain, the love, and the memories. Years passed, and Aria's voice became a beacon of hope for those who listened. She sang of love, loss, and resilience, and people would gather around her, mesmerized by the beauty of her songs, and Aria knew that with every note, her mother's love was alive, touching the hearts of those who listened. One day, Aria received a letter from a young girl who had been touched by her music. The girl wrote about how Aria's songs had helped her cope with her own loss, and how she felt seen and heard through the melodies. Aria's heart swelled with emotion as she read the letter. She realized that her mother's legacy lived on through her music, touching lives and bringing solace to those who needed it. Aria's voice continued to soar, a testament to the love she shared with her mother. And as she sang, she knew that her mother's spirit was with her, guiding her voice and touching the hearts of those who listened. The last leaf on the tree remained, a symbol of hope and resilience. It reminded Aria that even in death, beauty and love remained, and that the bonds of love never truly fade away. As Aria read the letter, she felt a sense of purpose wash over her. She realized that her music wasn't just a way to express herself, but a gift to others. She decided to create a music program for children who had lost loved ones, to help them find solace in music. With the program, Songs of Hope, Aria traveled to schools and community centers, teaching children how to sing and find comfort in music. She saw herself in their eyes, saw the same pain and longing she had once felt. But she also saw hope, and that gave her the strength to keep going. One child, a young boy named Max, stood out. He had lost his father in a tragic accident, and his music reflected the pain he felt. Aria worked closely with Max, helping him find his voice and express his emotions through song. As the weeks went by, Max's confidence grew, and his music became a reflection of his healing journey. Aria's mother would have been proud, she thought, as she watched Max perform his first song in front of the group. The last leaf on the tree seemed to flutter in agreement, reminding Aria that love and beauty could bloom even in the darkest times. What happened next? Will Aria face new challenges or impact her program to the community? Leave your comment below.